Muhammad, thanks. You're the CEO of Artila. And what I really love about this is it's really going to teach us more about AI automation. Because when you tell me AI automation, the first thing I think of, which I think stinks, is what LinkedIn started to do, where or you start getting these direct messages where you know it's not a human. It's so annoying. You can't have any interaction, and it really becomes annoying to the consumer. And that's not the type of automation you're trying to create.
No, no, exactly. So that's a good point, Neil, and thank you for having me in the show. There is this concept that we call co-boting, cooperative bots, and you need to really plan your automation because you want to keep the human-to-human aspect. And I think I relate to what you say. I receive a lot of bots speaking to me on LinkedIn, but then they send me the same message again and again. So you know it's a bot and it's annoying. So there is a way to do it in the right way, where you can extend your exposure while keeping that human touch and that precision.
Right. A lot of times, or they have someone doing it with their VAs, and their VAs just don't know how to speak the English language or whatever language it is. And that's
Yeah,
where this whole process begins. How are most people using AI all over the world? Because you're thinking you have a global idea of what's happening. I only have the United
yeah,
States, a little bit of Europe, and not really what's happening. What is the world thinking about AI, and how are most people using it?
yeah. So it's different, but the same in a way. And I think the US is mainly ahead with maybe China and the East, Japan, China, and Korea. So what I can speak about is the American entrepreneurs because that's 70-80% of our community. And what we see in the US is that a lot of small players, they're starting to use AI and automation to look like big players because you don't know if it's a team of two or five and they're working like a team of 20, 50, 100. So that's what we see. People are leveraging AI to deliver services faster, acquire more and better clients and so on. That's what we see. So let me tell you the fields where we see AI automation used the most. The first one is lead generation, marketing, and content creation for marketing, like search engine optimization. So creating articles, images. So that's the number one for marketing purposes. The second one that we see a lot is is um, is for data cleansing and data formatting because we all have businesses, we all have tons of emails, tons of CRM or Excel files, but then we are not able to deal with that data. So AI and automation, and especially with Artila, we can pull all that data and put it in a CRM and correct the phone numbers, correct the emails, verify the emails, separate the addresses to have the street address here and the zip code and the city and the state. Then you can where are your clients per state, per city. So that's what we call data formatting and data standardizing. That's a huge potential as well. The third one, Neil, that we see because we are offering a very particular niche, which is you can use AI on your premises. So let's say a lot of companies who are regulated, they want to use AI, but they don't want to put their files on the cloud with ChatGPT, Azure, or AWS servers. So we say, no problem. With Artila, we made it so that you can work with the AI that is on your computer with Llama 3 or other models. So the number one clients are lawyers, public notaries, medical companies, insurance companies, all the regulated because they can crunch the data, they can crunch the documents with AI, and they don't have to get the documents out of their cloud. So Artila will take the documents, send them to the local AI, get the output, the OCR and stuff, and get the job done. So these are the three main use that we see.
So when you talk about Llama 3, I thought that was for Facebook, for Meta.
It is Facebook, actually, Meta. So there is a big fight, it's like a war. You have these proprietary paid AI like ChatGPT, Claude Sonnet, Entropy, and all these guys that we know. And beside them, there is a whole fleet of open source models that are released by Llama 3 is released by Meta, Facebook, and then you have Gemini released by Microsoft, by Google, I think. Microsoft released also a few models. So every big company is releasing these open source models, and these open source models are downloadable as AI models, and we can run them from our computers. And that's what we have managed to move Artila to work with these locally hosted open source AI models.
And is it better? Is it a little different? The open source model is a lot different than what the consumer has when they go to Facebook Meta, or what it
It
can do, what
was
can be done.
it was a year ago, or let's say 2 years ago, but the gap now is narrowing. I would say between what Llama 3.2 can do and ChatGPT 4 can do, I only see now a gap of 6 months or 4 months. But last time it was like years behind the local AI. But now we're coming close.
And the
It's getting very
organized
close.
data. So you can't do open source with ChatGPT or Claude then.
No, you have to send them your data, they crunch it, and then they send you back the answer. So you have to upload your data, your prompts, everything. So for most of the companies, it's fine if you don't have critical data. But some companies or some regulations, they don't allow you to do so.
Okay. All right. So this is quite interesting. But what are you seeing? Let's not talk business owners. Most people use
Mhm.
AI on ChatGPT, right? They don't even go deeper
Yes.
into everything. And all they're
Yeah,
doing, when you said the number one thing, writing articles, creating images, you're missing out on AI. There's so many things that can be done for your business ideas,
oh, so many.
developments,
Yeah.
everything's
Yeah, definitely.
everything.
Yeah.
And having an open source means you can put critical data in and it won't be stolen by the other competitors. So basically,
That's right.
Llama 3 is downloadable. So then it's your ownership. Meta can't see that. So Llama 3 is not owned by Meta then, is it?
So no, they have a license rule that allows you to even use it for business purposes, and also they allow us to train Llama 3.2 on our business model. So Llama 3.2 is like a generic AI. You can ask it the distance between Earth and the Moon, calculate these formulas. So all the generic knowledge is there. But let's say for your particular business, let's say you are managing podcasts in a very specific way, and you have your own proprietary knowledge on how you output a podcast. So you could feed to Llama 3.2 the beginning and the end. So how you start a podcast, writing the theme or whatever, and then how the output is. And then you can train the AI to perform those tasks better because it will acquire an understanding of the relationship between the beginning of the data and the end of the data, and it will somehow figure out and help us to do better. So
Wow.
it's called fine tuning.
Okay.
You fine tune the AI model to work for your specialty.
And I think it's going to really get a lot of outdated things that take too much time, the analyzing of data, the different things involved. And Artilla does all that stuff for you. And that's the
Yes.
exciting thing. Who are your customers? Who works with you?
Yes. So so when we started, just a bit of history, we started Artilla. It was one of the best, if not maybe the best, web scraper. That was our first software version to scrape data from the web, especially the messy websites that are hard to access. And then we stayed very good at web scraping, and we are still very good at mining data. And now, not only from the web, we can take data from PDFs, from Excel files, from text files, from databases, Oracle, ERPs, CRMs, and so on. So we acquire the data. That's what we are good at with Artilla. And then Artilla can do so many manipulations of that data, or click here, download, upload, send this text to ChatGPT or Claude or Llama 3, create more text. For example, we could grab the titles of your podcasts and your prompt, and then create all whatever the content you want for all the 100 podcasts that you plan for 10 weeks. And then Artilla will take all these things, send them to the AI. So Artilla becomes like, how you call it in English? In French, we say plaque tournante. It's a table that turns, turntable. I think, is it the English
No,
turntable?
I don't, I have no idea, but this is quite interesting. We're going to try to put this in different languages. I just found out a client, one of my authors, has sold so many books in Germany. So I said, well, we got to create a podcast in German, and we have to go to the German markets. So, but that's where you ask AI. That's why you need an open
Yeah,
source, so all your ideas aren't stolen because they will be stolen on ChatGPT, right?
they could. I mean, you expose your business know-how, you expose your data. In most cases, it's maybe not sensitive, but if you want to protect intellectual property, then you want to use Llama 3. So, but I use ChatGPT every day as well. You know, when I have a quick question about how would you do this, like generic knowledge, I go with ChatGPT.
I think
It's very
ChatGPT
good.
is the best at breaking down
It's very
simple
good.
things that are not proprietary, but things that experts used to do that now we have the experts. So
Yeah.
Neil Patel said in this last question that they're going to be the first billion-dollar business with just one person.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
You
heard
see
that. Yes.
that? Do you see that happening?
Oh,
Where someone
definitely.
create
I would even say a 0 person.
Oh, goodness.
Because it could be an AI that forms a Delaware company, and then you think it's a guy, and it's not even a guy. It's just a program. So I could program an AI to form a Delaware company and run the business
Now
like
you
those
have to
AI
see the
influencers.
American movie Afraid, and it's
Afraid.
really good. It's really good, and it came out in the theaters now. It's available on Netflix. And guess
I'm
what?
gonna watch it.
If you watch it, you trust me, Mohammed. That's the thing. And I was telling my girlfriend Vanessa, I said, "Dude, this is going to happen where you're going to have a robot do everything for you and at one point
I'm gonna
control
watch
you
this.
and then take over." All right. So the best place people can go. You're a business, you are some sort of entrepreneur. This is the
Yeah.
perfect place for you to contact. Where's the best place, Mohammed?
So the first is rtila.com, rtila.com. That's where our software is, and then you can find all our documentation. We have a YouTube channel where we post what we do with AI and automation. So that gives you a lot of ideas. And then there is my LinkedIn, which we can link to, my LinkedIn page. I would say these three are a good touch points.
All right. Thanks again, Mohammed. Great first podcast. Looking forward to next week.
Pleasure, Neil.
All right. That's a
Thank
special
you.
simulcast, The Neil Haley Show and the Artilla